I must speak personally here for a moment, because the 11th Psalm has been given to me in a particular way. In 1939, my friends in America had arranged for me to come to New York and teach at Union Theological Seminary. It was a safe passage. It would have removed me from the immediate danger that Germany had become for those of us who had opposed the National Socialist regime. I accepted. I traveled. I arrived. And within weeks I knew that I had to return. I wrote to Reinhold Niebuhr the letter that I have since been remembered for. I said that I could not share in the reconstruction of Christian life in Germany after the war if I did not share the trials of this time with my people. I did not return because I was brave. I returned because the 11th Psalm would not let me flee. The counselors around me said, "Flee." Their argument was sound. The foundations in Germany were indeed being destroyed. The wicked had indeed bent their bows in the shadows. But I could not escape the knowledge that the Lord was in his holy temple, that the throne in heaven was not moved by the collapse of earthly foundations, that if I was a Christian, then my life did not rest on the safety that America offered, any more than it had rested on the safety that Germany had once offered. My life rested somewhere else, and from that somewhere else came the calling to stay. I am aware that what I have just said can be misused. It can be twisted into a demand that Christians must always stay in situations of danger, must never flee, must romanticize suffering. I do not believe this. The psalm itself does not forbid fleeing. The psalm records David's refusal in his specific situation. It does not say that every righteous person in every generation must refuse to go to the mountain. Our Lord himself fled from Nazareth when they would have cast him off a cliff. Paul was let down in a basket over the wall when the authorities sought his life. The church has many times moved underground, fled to new cities, gone into catacombs. The question is not whether we must always stay. The question is whether our decision to stay or to flee rests on earthly calculation alone or on discernment before the throne in heaven. The counselors in the psalm are making only earthly calculation. They see the bow, they see the arrow, they conclude, flee. David is making a different calculation. He also sees the bow and the arrow, but he also sees the throne. He weighs both, and his calling at that moment is to stay. For another person, in another moment, the calling may be to flee. But the flight must also be a decision made before the throne, not merely a decision made in response to the bow. This is the dignity the 11th Psalm confers upon every Christian life under pressure. We are not automatons responding to threat with flight. We are disciples weighing our moments before God and asking, what in this moment does the throne in heaven require of me? For me, in 1939, the answer was to return. For Paul in Damascus, the answer was to descend in the basket. The answers differ. The asking is the same.